Hi, I'm Abby from the product marketing team at Houzz Pro. I've spent over a decade working in interior design, and I know firsthand the sheer volume of what designers are expected to manage on a single project. You're visiting showrooms, getting quotes, ordering samples, organizing client decisions and changes, dealing with stock issues and damage claims, and somehow still finding time for the creative work that brought you into design in the first place. Today, I'm going to walk you through the core designer workflow in Houzz Pro and show you how information can move from the initial design development all the way through procurement and install without having to be recreated over and over again. Because for most designers, that's the real challenge. It's not creating the design, it's managing everything that happens after it. Everything starts with either a lead or a project. If a client's still a prospect, you'll likely want to begin in the leads section. This is going to give you a place to track inquiries, consultations, follow-ups, notes, and client information as they move through your sales process. When the client's ready to move forward, you can convert the lead into a project at the click of a button and automatically carry all of that information over into the project. If the client's already a confirmed project, you can jump straight into creating a project. Inside that project is where it all comes together. Mood boards, selections, proposals, purchase orders, invoicing, and so much more are all going to live together in one place. Think of it as the central hub for everything related to that project. When you're starting to develop the design direction for a project, some of the first tools you'll use are mood boards and selection boards. Let's start by creating a mood board. Our tool for mood boards was designed to be both a presentation tool and a place to collect early feedback on the overall vision for the project. As you begin sourcing products, the Clipper tool is going to be your best friend. If you haven't already installed the Houzz Pro Clipper, you can download it from the Chrome Web Store. You'll need to use Google Chrome to use it. Once it's installed, you can clip products directly from vendor websites without bouncing between tabs. Just click Autofill with AI, and we'll take care of filling in all the details. So instead of saving screenshots, copying and pasting information into spreadsheets, or reopening the same vendor website multiple times throughout a project, you can clip a product once and save all of its details. The product images, vendor information, SKU numbers, dimensions, pricing, product links, specs, including the PDF attachments. Let's clip this sync, and once I hit save, it will be available for me to use on my mood board. Now, back inside my project, you'll see that item is ready for me to add to the mood board, adjust, remove the background, and lay it out exactly how I want it presented to my client. Once the design direction is taking shape, we can move into a selection board. This is where client approvals really happen and decisions on actual products and materials are made. Selection boards help bridge the gap between inspiration and real decisions. Think of them as a digital pin board where you can organize your selections, add your drawings, mood boards, and everything all together in one place to paint the picture for your client. Let's create a new selection board together and start organizing the products we've already sourced. You can organize selection boards by room, by category, phase, vendor, or whatever structure works best for your firm. And because we've already clipped products, we don't need to start over. The information we've already saved is going to carry forward automatically and live inside this room and this project. If you need to add something new that you've sourced, you can also use the AI URL clipper. This is going to work on any browser. All you have to do is copy and paste the URL, and Houzz AI will do the heavy lifting and automatically scrape the website for all the product details. Let's talk organization for your selection board. You can group items into sections to bring together multiple items. If you create your boards by room, I usually recommend creating sections by trade so you can see all your plumbing, all of your tile, and all of your lighting together at once. Or if you create your boards by trade, you can create room sections to divide things up by room. So all the plumbing in the kitchen, all the plumbing in the primary bathroom, etc. Just hover here and click Create New Section to start a new section. No matter how you organize your boards, the key is that the same product can move from mood boards to selection boards onto your proposals, purchase orders, invoices, procurement tracking, and install documentation without being recreated every time. Even when you're just saving products for inspiration, you're building a usable product library that's searchable. This is a theme that you're going to see throughout Houzz Pro. You clip it once, you save it once, and you use it everywhere. You're not losing work when you move from one phase to the next. You're building on work you've already done. For most designers, Houzz Pro doesn't replace the in-person design experience, it enhances it. You're still presenting samples, fabric, stone, tile, finishes, and furniture, like always. Houzz Pro is just going to help you capture those decisions and keep everything organized throughout the project. And it extends beyond the selections themselves. During consultations, walkthroughs, client presentations, and site visits, you can use Houzz Pro's built-in AI note-taking tool to record conversations directly from the mobile app, with your client's permission, of course. Houzz Pro will automatically generate a transcript, a summary, and save the recording to your files so that important details, decisions, and next steps don't get lost in your notebook, voice memos, or separate note-taking apps. As we all know, clients don't always make every decision on the spot. Some want time to review their options, discuss them with their partner, or revisit details before moving forward. That's where the client dashboard is really helpful. You can share selection boards with your client so they can continue deciding on their own time. Let's share this board and take a look at what the client is going to see. From the client dashboard, your client will review the products, ask questions, approve selections, or they can also decline options. This is going to help your clients feel more confident in the decisions that they're making while keeping everything documented in one place. Now let's switch back to the designer view and see how those decisions reflect inside the project. And instead of searching through emails or text messages and trying to remember which light fixture they approved, you can find the conversation anytime since it stays attached to the actual selection. That creates a better experience for both your client and your team and ensures everyone is working from the same information throughout the entire project. Let's talk proposals. There are two ways that designers create proposals in Houzz Pro. Some firms create a proposal early in the process as a way to help define the scope of work. To do so, click Proposals and then click Create New. Your company info and client info will automatically pull in, and then you can add custom line items by typing in line. So if you'd like to add in a proposed amount for design time, you can add that in, add a price, and any other details about what's included or not included. Other designers we work with prefer to move through design development first, organize selections, gather client feedback, and then create a proposal as a final sign-off before ordering. Many designers use proposals as a final checkpoint before ordering because they capture a snapshot of what was approved at that point in the project, even if products or selections change later. So let's go back to our selections to take a look at how that works. Once selections are approved, we'll simply click Convert to create a proposal from those selections. You don't need to rebuild it all manually. All of the details that you clipped during the design development phase will carry forward automatically when you hit Convert. Whichever way that you create your proposals, you have full control over how it looks, what is shown to your client, how you collect signatures, and how you accept payment online. Clients can review, approve, sign, and pay online without leaving the document. That means fewer back and forth emails, faster approvals, faster payments, and the ability to start ordering sooner before products go out of stock. Again, no duplicate work. You're building on work that you've already done. Once everything for your project is approved and you have payment, it's time to start buying. You're probably used to juggling spreadsheets, emails, freight updates, receivers, delivery schedules, and all of the logistics behind the design. Houzz Pro is going to help you keep all of that connected. Purchase orders can be created directly from your approved selections, both from the selection boards view, the selections tracker view, and from proposals. If you want to convert from your proposal, you'll use the actions menu at the top and hit create purchase order. This is where all of that work starts to pay off. The product information you've already saved carries directly into your purchase orders and your procurement workflow, and it all splits up into individual purchase orders by vendor automatically. From there, your team can track items throughout the procurement process. You can create custom order statuses so that they match how your firm already operates. And when you update the order status of a purchase order, it'll automatically reflect on the selections tracker and vice versa. When everyone is working from the same source of truth, your team always knows where orders stand without digging through emails. One of the biggest advantages of having a connected workflow is that the same information serves multiple purposes throughout the project. The selections you're organizing during design development aren't just for a client presentation. They're also your approval record, your procurement tracker, your install checklist, and your construction ready finish schedules. Instead of maintaining separate spreadsheets and documents for each phase of the project, the information stays connected and in one place. What the client approved is what gets ordered. What gets ordered is what gets installed. And because that information was entered once at the beginning of the process, there's less room for things to get lost along the way. And everyone on the team can access the same information. Now let's talk about billing. Every firm has its own process when it comes to billing clients. Whether you're tracking time, managing retainers, invoicing by project phase, billing for products, reimbursables, or procurement services, Houzz has the flexibility to support the way your firm already operates. For designers who bill hourly, we have a built-in stopwatch that can be started and stopped from your desktop or your phone. Whether you're sourcing products, visiting a job site, attending a client meeting, or managing install day, tracking your time becomes much easier when it's part of the same system you're already using day in and day out. To start tracking your time, hover over the stopwatch icon at the bottom left of your screen and click Clock In. You'll choose which project you're working on, and the rates and activities will pre-populate based on what you set up. And because time tracking lives alongside every piece of the project, your team doesn't have to learn or remember another tool. Everything stays connected in one place, making it easier to capture billable time and create invoices. Let's create an invoice for the time spent this month on this project and send it to the client. We can choose a custom date range, or by clicking on the checkbox at the top, the system will automatically include anything that has not yet been invoiced. Then click Create Invoice, and we can choose to create a brand new invoice or combine it with an existing invoice, like one for product. Just like proposals, invoices can be paid online, helping you collect payment faster, avoid awkward follow-up, and give clients a convenient way to pay. If you're connected to QuickBooks Online, those payments can sync automatically into your accounting workflow. Accountants and bookkeepers love us, and we work directly with a team of them on a regular basis for feedback and to make sure our software works with the way your books should look. One thing you'll notice throughout this workflow is that we're never emailing spreadsheets or PDFs back and forth. That's because many firms introduce the client dashboard early in the project and make it the single place clients go to for everything. To do that, simply click Client Dashboard, then hit Customize to choose which information you'd like to share with your client. When you're ready, click Share, and you can send them their invitation to access the client dashboard. As you create new selection boards, proposals, invoices, and any other client-facing document, you can choose what appears in the dashboard at any given time. So instead of searching their inbox for proposals, selection boards, invoices, or project files, clients always know where to find the latest information. And as the project progresses, everything you've already shared naturally lives together in one place, from approved selections and proposals to invoices, payments, and project files. For your team, that means fewer status update emails, fewer "can you resend that" requests, and a more polished client experience from start to finish. Once all the design decisions are finalized, it's time to manage everything that comes next. Houzz Pro is going to give your team one place to keep everything organized. Inside tasks, you can assign work, set due dates, and keep your team on the same page. Files gives you a central place to store drawings, specifications, floor plans, warranties, and other project documents. And notes helps keep conversations and decisions attached to the project. Back in the selections tracker, you can filter products by room, vendor, category, procurement status, and more to find exactly what you need. You can also generate contractor-ready finish schedules directly from the tracker using the same product information you've already used throughout the project. Because your selections, procurement, files, notes, and conversations all stay connected, your team always has the latest information at their fingertips. Whether you're checking the status of a delayed item, sharing finish schedules with a contractor, preparing for install day, or answering a client question months later, everything is already there. No digging through email threads, no wondering who has the latest version, just one single source of truth for your team to find what they need and keep the project moving forward. Running a design project involves a lot of moving pieces: sourcing, getting approvals, purchasing, client communication, billing, project management, install coordination. The best design firms don't just create beautiful spaces, they build repeatable systems that keep every project organized from design concept to install. Houzz Pro helps bring all of those pieces together, so your team can spend less time managing systems and more time focusing on the work that matters. The goal isn't to force you into a new way of working, it's to support the way that your firm already works while connecting the project information that traditionally lives across spreadsheets, emails, screenshots, and disconnected tools. That's why Houzz Pro is more than just great features. It's the operational foundation for your design business.